This video is for A Gold Miner's Tale, the poem that was in our paired passages about the gold rush. This is going to be questions 25 through 29. I will not be describing all of the questions and evaluating them as I would if I were actually taking the test, because that would take up a lot of time. So I'm just going to give you the answers and briefly describe why it was the right answer. If you have questions about any of them, I would make some kind of symbol about if you want to discuss it further so that you know what you can talk to me or Ms. Schumann about at the small group table. First one is an isolated text question. Read this line from the poem. But I walked away a wiser man. This line suggested at the end of the poem the speaker. So this is the last line, or not the last line. It's the last line in the second to last stanza. This shows us that the speaker gains a new perspective about the outcome of panning for gold. Usually when we gain a new perspective, we become different in some way, and he became wiser because he started to look at things. For this question, you had to have some background knowledge about what perspective is and the word. So that could have been a reason why you got that one wrong too. Number 26. The repetition of the lines water and sand, that's all it takes, swish your pan, pick out the flakes, is used to emphasize the. So this is a group that repeated throughout the poem. It was there to kind of establish a rhythm for you, but also we have repetition to emphasize important pieces. And the purpose for that repetition was to emphasize that the false promise that gold mining is an easy way to get rich. This would probably be my big indicator. Like, you'd have to kind of read it with a sarcastic tone, like, that's all it takes, swish your pan, pick out the flakes. Mostly saying, like, that's all he knew. People just said, oh yeah, you just go find gold and then you're so rich, but it really takes so much more. It's a lot harder than it seems. So it's almost saying throughout the poem, yeah, it's all you gotta do, it's all you gotta do, you're gonna get so rich. You had to really read into the tone of the poem, which we'll get to. Number 27. Read line 37 from the poem. I should have known better. From this line, the reader can infer that the speaker feels regret about, so you would have to go back to line 37 to see, okay, what did he know better about? And when you go back, you know that that's after he said he left his job, hydraulic mines, to go to yet another place to mine gold. So he should have known better than to do that. Number 28. The poem is mostly about a young man who. So this is essentially like a main idea question about the poem. What was this poem mostly about? And the answer is H, because it is mostly about a young man who goes west in hopes of finding gold. Yep, he did that. And after several unsuccessful attempts, he went to a lot of different places, finally realized a better way to earn money, which was selling long underwear. Number 29. The poet's use of short sentences helps create the poem's rhythm. When you started to read it, you started to pick up on, I was in the Rockies within a week. I should have known better, the grubstone so small. If you were to read it aloud, this would come across better, but the short sentences didn't have any imagery. I think that a lot of people put that there because we say the word imagery all the time, but the purpose was to create rhythm.